I'm hearing it was never about your ability to love someone, or they're feeling that your love went to waste, that they didn't see you when you were there in their face. The energy I'm picking up on today is of multiple people. It's not one person, but there's a pattern that is standing out. And I also heard someone has cracked the code. You may have, for some of you, this is a relationship that you're in, and based on the signs that I speak about, you're going to understand if this is the person. A lot of you, though, this is something that you've dealt with in the past, and it could have been a very close friendship as well. What I'm picking up on is you never got the message. Like, whoever that you were with in a relationship with or in a friendship with, you never got the message. This is someone who perhaps didn't understand how your mind worked or how your heart worked, that your love wasn't really responsive to the lower levels of commitment, wanting to control someone, wanting to make sure they're the only one that, you see or they see. They really had a lot of people who fought over them, or they've had a lot of people triangulated. And this is the person that you are now playing the character as. If this is a past person, you are playing the character in their story of the one that they love, whether it's true or not. And for a lot of you, it's not true, because that is the same bait that this person tried to wield when you were with them, or when you are with them, they're going to try to wield this proximity where they have someone that, had their heart at one point and they really gave everything that they could, and their heart was broken. And it's like you're here now and they really want to encourage this triangulation was supposed to encourage you to give every single thing that you had. And I think that a lot of you gave everything you have, not because of this triangulation, but because the person and the way that they were describing their love made you believe that they were actually indeed capable of love. But that's not what was happening. That's the lie. And that's the lie, the fairy tale that they're telling people today about you. There has been a demonic infestation in the collective where certain people had this in their mind or in their spirit, that the best way to get the best out of an empath, the best out of someone who is, chosen or has a light about them, whatever you want to call it, was to pretty much self-victimize, tell a story that is not necessarily a sob story, because they're not trying to be sobbing about it. They're trying to look empowered. They're trying to look like, oh God, I've got a heart that opens up. That's what I'm picking up on. And this weird virus, spiritual possession, whatever you want to call it, has really knocked at your doorstep multiple times through different people. And the reason why I said someone cracked the code is because there's somebody very recently, or somebody coming in. For a lot of you, it's a coming in situation. By the way, friends are not out of the question regarding this kind of jealousy and possessiveness. But there's someone here that's cracking the code. They're realizing, especially if there was gossip and such about you, they're realizing this isn't really how you operate. You're not driven or motivated by triangulation or jealousy, and that is actually the lie. And there is also another person that I've been picking up on that bought the lie, and this is someone who is very much in regret, but they're not really talking about it. They don't want to talk about it because they would rather be upset at your existence. And I briefly mentioned this on Threads. They would rather be upset at your existence, that the fact that you were truly taken advantage of, right? That the story that they told you, and some of it could have been made up, about their past and how they were so hurt in the past and they still love the person that they used to be with. It was all to try to make them look like the bigger person. They did that as a calculation, as a manipulation. It was premeditated. None of that, and possibly some of it was true, but for a lot of you, a lot of it was just really bait. And you didn't catch that. Fool me once, fool me twice, the saying. You didn't catch that. And even when they thought you had caught it in the past with certain people, that wasn't what was going on. And I really need to say this loud and clear. This energy that truly believed that they had you in a headlock with regards to, triangulation was lying. They knew, especially if this is someone that you had a relationship with, and it's supposed to be. It's not the person who's in regret, who tried to use the same techniques, multiple people for some of you, but it's the person that you had a relationship with or have a relationship with that truly has tried to pull the string on you. They've tried to pull the string of, look, I've had like someone in the past. And for some of you, this is someone who actually hid a relationship. Like they hid a relationship, or they may have even gone out of the way to engage with new people or even go back to exes on purpose to try to get some kind of triangulation, a reaction out of you. But what they're ending up getting, for a lot of you, this is past tense, is you leaving their life and them realizing that some people cannot be bought in that way. Some people, their love is real. And this person is feeling like a joke. Like they're feeling like a joke, not because they are realizing anything, but because those that have came after them, right? This weird virus is sort of fizzling out, right? This weird parasite that has attached itself to the collective's heart space is really fizzling out. And a lot of these people are realizing this wasn't really what I thought it was, right? This wasn't really what I thought it was. I could have just had a normal relationship with dear lover without doing all of that monkey dance. I could have just been a normal person. And this is where the divide is taking place. But whoever that person was, or is, especially the one that I mentioned who has gone out the way to see new people or even opened up chapters with an ex, a very weird triangulation happened. Their attempt was to triangulate you. But what ended up happening is they triangulated their ex, or they triangulated somebody that they had pulled in, right? And this was something that you did not know that took place behind your back. So the person that was supposed to get you feeling jealous ended up being the one who was jealous. But it didn't stop there. This is the energy I channeled yesterday. It came into my spirit as a download. They didn't stop there. They quite literally got off on you and your ignorance to the whole thing. You and the way that you continuously showed up, or the way that they were sharing some type of weird bond, and you were strategically left out of that, and you didn't know what was going on. There was a weird sexual and psycho-spiritual attachment that this third person had with you. And their relationship may have even sort of fed on itself, right? Their relationship where this person of yours, ex, whatever you want to call them at this point, was sort of feeding on your essence, your innocence, on your presence, most importantly, on your forgiveness and the understanding that you were offering them. They were continuously feeding on that. And they were pretty much making this person feel like they had something special with you. And for some of you, they might really have had something special with you, right? Unlike some of the people that quite literally lost their chance, especially after you learned a lesson like this. They had something special with you, let's say that. They were quite literally making that person feel like you had something that they did not. That maybe you did have something they did not, but it wasn't what they thought it was. It was the fact that you couldn't be baited. The fact that if this energy were to tell you that they were going to the movies, you weren't going to sneak out and follow them. You didn't have that about you. And that truly was the reason a lot of you maintained a friendship or a relationship with this person as long as you did. because their intention was to feed off of the reactivity of people. But you ended up playing a role that they didn't quite anticipate. You became the bait. As opposed to the one who was supposed to be baited, you became the bait. And so this person could have cycled multiple relationships. For some of you, this is like a relationship you've had for like 5 years plus. For others of you, this is like a weird situationship. And I wouldn't go as far as to say this is someone that you may have met, but I feel like for some very few of you, this is someone who immediately had an attachment to you when you met them. So it's either of those three situations. It could be all three. I mean, who knows? But you became a bait to the people that they were reeling in and pretty much telling them this love story that, and it's like, it could have panned out in a very different direction. Like, we get along, but we're just friends. Like, you might have been in a full-blown relationship, we're just friends, or if you were in a committed relationship, we're not committed. Or they may have even gone as far as to say, they're cheating on me. Like, I'm telling you, the energy I'm picking up on is like the father of lies. I'm picking up on the mother of lies. Just like a roach. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to roaches. Because, why is everybody on top of roaches? No offense to roaches, but just parasitic. And, I mean, the lies just kept rolling in. Like, I'm telling you, this person took the good luck that they had, and God was quite literally watching them. Like, this is someone that God allowed a very, very long leash. I want to say this right here. God allowed this person to have a long leash. It is being yanked now. That's what I'm picking up on. The leash is being yanked. And this person is realizing they're responsible for so many people's debt. They're not just responsible for themselves, they're responsible for multiple people, because there is one particular energy that has kept showing up as a third party in this collective. This is someone you really don't know. And I've mentioned this before in another video. If it's not really coming across you, maybe your guides don't really want to show you that. But regardless, I don't really want to tag it and put it in all the... I don't know which one it is. I know it is one of them, though. This one person, they have sent out either friends, I'm talking like their elderly sister, brother, relative, people that they could pretty much... offhandedly say, well, it's not really like, it's just a coincidence. Because you don't know them, it allows them that much flexibility to wield these blind sides that you might have. This is someone that literally got fixated on you. And for some of you, this is somebody that this energy, this person of yours, ex of yours, whatever, could have had like a nightstand with them, or could have had them, as a backup. Constantly cycling them up, constantly bringing them back up. And this could have been someone that they knew before they even met you. Like an ex that sort of cannot get out of their sphere for some reason. They just kind of loop back into their sphere because they want to remain that character that you play now. You unequivocally, hands down, play that character of the bait, of the little trophy, the object that this person can pretty much hinge their identity off of. They can mask or cover or shroud themselves in the essence that kind of backwashes off of your identity to maintain this facade that doesn't necessarily exist. This was that person. If this is an ex, this is that person who had that leverage. They had that leverage. And so when you came into the picture, you were supposed to be the one who was jealous of them, right? Because whoever this person is mentioned them. May have mentioned them like, oh yeah, they dumped me. I love them so much, but they got rid of me. Do you know what I mean? And so now I'm really looking for a reason to love again. That's what I'm getting. And multiple people have gone out into this world playing this character because it works. Because it works. It loops in weak-hearted empaths. Excuse me, right here. I am one. Used to be, actually. I'm a cold bitch now. Loops you in, and it gets you thinking, poor baby. Oh God, you have a heart like that? Let's light up the fire. Let's kindle the growth. Let's make you feel again. That's what I'm getting. This is what was going on. And so this person, this ex, right, that sort of all of a sudden looped back into their reality is like, excuse me, that is my role. That is my position of power. I've seen people come and go. You're not going to be the one. It is me. It is me. It is me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be in this mood. This is the energy. It's so gumpy. Like, is that even a word? Like, come on, guys. Please, let's be better. Let's be better. But I gotta say, it is kind of funny to channel this energy because it is hilarious. Like, when you're out of it, it's hilarious. When you're in it, it's not. And so, I'm so sorry. Take this with a grain of salt as usual. But still, they came back, looped back in with their whip and the shit. And both of these people don't understand. They are under each other's spell. People have come and went, and some have not been as lucky as you, dear lover, the topic of conversation. A lot of them have not been as lucky as you because their heart was operating from a lower state of love and bond, which usually talks about wanting to control other people, being defined by people loving you, all of these things. You may have portrayed those characteristics, but it was coming from a wounded place. It was coming from a place of you not fully embodying your authenticity. But when you did, it was very clear. And even when you were in that situation, if you still are, it is still very clear, and that is why you're still in that situation, that you don't bite, that you're not biting the bait. And that's why this person keeps coming after you. They keep coming after you. They keep coming after you in the relationship and even outside of it. They keep coming after you, lying about you, lying on you, lying for you. I mean, they lie everywhere. And this person, their ex of theirs and this third party of theirs, that was supposed to be the bait, right? They just weren't good enough. That's how they think it is. They weren't good enough to be a bait. And that's where they got all spicy and they rekindled a relationship, or they wanted a relationship with someone that was taken. And they effectively tried to swap that role out, trying to make you out to be the person who was trying to be with someone who was taken. Does this make sense? It is literally the essence of a third party that you may not even know, who felt like you took the position, a very weird position that nobody should even strive to want, that they had in a weird person's life who is literally emotionally handicapped. And this is where God is now yanking the chain. God is yanking the chain. And what is happening with these energies, we'll see what happens over the next week or whatever the case, and whenever it shows up. But God is yanking the chain because the lie stops here. The lie stops here. I just need this to be said. As usual, I don't reach out. Those are scammers. Everything you need to know is in the description box down below. My book, Sad Girl. Readings are closed. Threads and social media in the description box as well. Yeah, you can follow me if you want to. I actually never say that because it's like my thing. I don't want to say that. Like, you gotta subscribe. Make sure your bell is on. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. That's fine. Heck, I didn't want to subscribe to live either. I'm still here. So, until next time, everyone. Ciao.